All right, welcome back to this day ride episode of the Next Adventure Show. I am Barry Moore, and this is
G-Man. How you doing? Look,
G-Man. Look, merch people. The Next Adventure Show. We've got a logo and everything. We're kind of like professionals and shit.
What's on the back though?
On the back, hashtag, our hashtag.
Hashtag. Here we go.
The Next
Very
Adventure.
cool. Hashtag the next adventure.
All right, so in this week's episode, we are not doing an overnight trip because we just couldn't match up our schedules this month for a overnight camping trip. So we're out on a day ride, and a lot of these trips actually, aside from just getting out and wanting to do something on the motorbikes, are test runs. What are the test runs for, G-Man?
Well, we got look at the equipment that we have.
Oh, mate.
So if you have a look at all the equipment that we have, and GoPro, and what else have you got over here? Another GoPro over there.
Drone, that phone, my phone, your phone.
My drone.
Everyone's got a phone.
So what are we testing? There's a few things that we had to test. The one thing that I think was a really special gift was a set of Cardo. Cardo, geez.
The Cardo comm kits that we got. I'll link in somewhere above the description. So we've been testing all this stuff. So these rides have really been designed for one, to get out there and see the world, have some fun, have an adventure. But we are planning a big trip, 3.5, 4-week trip in August to the Red Centre of Australia. So we're on the east coast of Australia. So east coast to the Red Centre and back, Red Centre road trip.
But you know, the Red Centre is not just the Red Centre. The Red Centre, when you start talking about the Red Centre, is Ayers Rock.
Ayers Rock.
If you haven't heard of Ayers Rock, you need to go and Google that now. Ayers Rock, which is the only monolith that we have here, it's just a rock that pops out of the middle of the ground.
Yeah, everyone has it, like the Eiffel Tower and the Sistine Chapel.
We
have a rock.
We got a rock.
We got a rock, people.
We also got the Olgas.
And the Olgas, they're in the same location.
And kind of Kings Canyon.
Kings Canyon, Alice Springs.
But there's a goal though, because we're not just going to the rock. Those people just walk by us. We're not just going to shoot people. But should they just sit right here behind us?
Video bombing.
But the goal really is to head to the Birdsville track, because what's at the Birdsville track?
Races.
Is the races.
So we are going to go from the east coast of Australia here in Brisbane out to the Red Centre, Alice Springs, Ayers Rock, the Olgas, back to the easternmost part of Australia at Byron Bay, stopping in the Birdsville races on the way. So if you don't know about the Birdsville races, you can Google that, but it is a horse race in the middle of effing nowhere, which this little town that has maybe a couple hundred people in it all of a sudden becomes huge with thousands of people in the horse race.
The main race is the horse race, but they also have camel races, and then they have people races. So all these weekend trips, aside from just being fun, they're all to test out stuff, because we're going to make an episodic little YouTube series on our Red Centre ride. Episodic.
It's
a great word.
So they're all testing out the gear. We're testing out the camping trips. We're testing out the bikes. We're testing out the cameras. We're testing out the drones. We're testing out everything. So while we couldn't do an overnight camping trip this time, we are using today to come down on some of our favorite roads here in Brisbane. Belthorpe Range Road's a cracker. The Gap Road. Gap Road's a cracker. And we are here. I'll give you some GoPro footage in a second, but just had a beautiful scenic look out for the Glasshouse Mountains as well. But today we're testing out a few things. What are we testing out, Joe?
So we tested out the Cardo headset gear.
Cardo
which
headset?
Is a dual Bluetooth /
intercom music system /
So good.
So good.
Has a range of about 1 kilometre, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know if we've got that much out of it. I think you need a pretty flat road for that, but certainly workable within normal ranges of riding with a friend on a motorcycle. So it allows us to talk to each other. I did an unboxing video of it. I'll link to it somewhere. And so we've been testing out the intercom as well, and it's pretty cool. And it also plays music, but we haven't quite figured out how to do both at the same time.
No, I have. I have. Yeah, I could listen to the FM radio.
But can you listen to music?
Probably not. So we need to test that out.
And so we've been testing out the Cardos today, and we've been testing out my new drone. Again, unboxing video of the Skydio 2 somewhere here.
Yeah.
And today was the first test of the follow me function on the bike.
Ooh.
And I kind of shat my pants a couple of times, I'm not going to lie.
It was very funny.
And J-Man egging me on, like, go ahead, just let it fly into the tree. Let it fly, trust it.
No, you got to trust it, because the whole idea of the Skydio is that it says it's got the best avoidance system, better than the Mavic, so the DJI, so we wanted to test that, and I just said, let it do its thing.
Yeah, and I just spent, except that I spent the morning watching Skydio 2 crash videos where people trusted it a little too much and it ran into power lines. So
Yeah.
while it can avoid big things like big trees, it's not so good at power lines and it's not so good at small thin branches, which we had plenty of today. But
Yeah.
you will see spliced here,
beautifully.
people. We put it up and ran it through its paces with the follow me mode on around some trees and around some power lines. And we were using the beacon, which I'll do another video about. But the beacon also sends GPS coordinates to the drone so that even if the drone loses visual lock on you like it did today, it will still follow the GPS coordinates from the beacon and attempt to acquire you once it's clear of the obstruction. So I haven't looked at the footage yet, but that's exactly what happened. We went behind some trees,
Yeah.
it lost video lock on us, but it continued to follow the GPS track for the beacon.
I have to
And,
admit, I think there's going to be a lot of riding and a lot of this.
yeah, there's going to be a lot of my
of
head
this.
looking over there.
Look
'cause
at this. Where is it? Where is it?
not
Because
trusting.
unlike the DJI, which has the interface where you could see, I mean, you can do it on the Skydio, but you're using the beacon, which doesn't have the, you cannot see
I
where.
should have paired
it's-
my phone to the beacon. If I
Doesn't
was
matter,
smart,
but it's we've got some footage. You're looking at it now. So that were the two things that we had a bit of a go at, and what was the third thing we had?
we had a bit of a photo shoot today.
We did a bit of this.
Bit of this. Gerald got his pants off, and I had a rape whistle, which you'll see here.
We
also.
we were thinking about maybe doing an OnlyFans page behind the scenes of TNA.
The TNA OnlyFans page, but I'm sure TNA also stands for other things that people are doing OnlyFans about, so it might be confusing. But the Next Adventure Show, yeah, we did that, and then we did a review of a backpack of mine, the
Yeah, where is it?
Nelson Rig
Here we go.
Hurricane backpack
Yeah,
that,
she's pretty heavy, this thing.
that I bought
Look
for
at that.
our trip to Mongolia that didn't actually happen.
No.
So there'll be a video of that coming soon as well.
All in all, how was the ride today? You enjoyed this?
Man,
It's
Belthorpe Range Road is the best.
the best.
And that goes into the Gap Road, which is also pretty good. That's where we did the drone flying. So you'll see the Gap Road on the drone flying. And then ending up here at the Glass House Mountains, there'll be a beautiful vista. I can't fly the drones because they're mean here and there's no drone signs everywhere.
Where? Where's the sign?
But we actually have some because because Gerald accused me of being a little rule follower last time,
Yeah.
right before he
Rule
slipped and fell in the river. But but he wasn't a rule follower last time. Last time we were here, which was the last day of a 9-day trip around Queensland, and we did get some footage. So I'll splice that in here if I can find it.
Yeah, well, I've got it. I know exactly where it is.
And we'll show you exactly where it's sitting in the beautiful view that's just here. So we wanted to keep you guys up to date with what's going on. Hopefully you'll follow us on this journey of getting prepared for.
Are we on a journey?
We're on a journey.
I
On a
hate
journey
that.
of discovery.
I hate that when people say, "Oh, it's not a destination; it's a journey." No,
We're on our way to preparing for our big 2021 road trip to the Red Center. We want to do an adventure every year. Last year we kind of got cheated out of it by COVID. And we'll be raising money for charity this time, which we always do. So in 2019, we raised over
50,000. That's
$50,000
pretty cool.
for charity. So this year we'll be choosing a charity. If you've got an idea of what charity we should have, we like to relate it to the country we're traveling through. So, and kind of tied in with the trip that we're having. So last time it was for Wildlife SOS primarily in India, which saved wildlife, especially elephants in India. We got to visit the Elephant Rescue Center.
Yeah, that's cool.
Footage to follow. We got to visit the Elephant Rescue Center for Wildlife SOS, and we were able to raise, as Gerald said, over $50,000, which was pretty impressive. I didn't think we'd get there, but we did in the end, and it was awesome. And we had a massive Bollywood dance number to celebrate.
Here's a little bit of footage of this too. Really?
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 He's not a producer.
Let me just see who this is. Yes.
Hello, Gerald.
You're on our TV
Speaking.
show.
Hey, Gerald. My name's Annie, and I'm calling from Advanced Wealth Solutions. How are you going today?
I'm doing really well. Is it okay that I call you back as I'm just in the middle of a film shoot? And
Okay. Well, just so I don't waste your time. Are you interested in free superannuation advice?
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you very much.
All good, hon.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
You,
Bye-bye.
you too, hun.
That's Definitely the outtake reel.
I love that.
It's the outtake reel at the end.
It's got to be.
All solutions, awesome. She
Yeah.
sounded like she was wealthy, didn't she? She sounded like she knew what she was talking about when it came to investment advice.
So we are raising money.
So we
Let's
are
get
going
back to.
we are going to be raising money for charity this time. We just don't know which charity yet. So if you have any suggestions, hit us up in the comments below. If you have a good Australian charity, we like to tie to Australia this
Maybe
time.
the sand pygmies.
Sand pygmies. It's a big problem, people.
So that just blew that. Yeah. So not maybe not the sand pygmies. But no, I think we did a bit of a map out of how far this little trek is going to be in August, September, and you mapped out about 6,500.
Yeah, 6,500, 7,000 kilometers. Let's say 6,500 kilometers. So it's going to be a big trip.
24 days, 22 to 24 days.
Yeah, so that includes some rest days and some days off at the Birdsville races. So we do have a connection at the Birdsville races, so we might be able to do a pretty good story there and get to interview some people at the Birdsville races as well.
And
So-
I know what you're asking. You were asking, how can you help? Well, there's a very simple way that you can help, and that is to buy us a cup of coffee.
Buy us a cup of coffee or a tank of petrol.
Oh,
You will
yeah.
find a link below to our Ko-fi site.
Kofi.
And if you want to help us out with the trip expenses while we raise money for charity, we would love it. And you can either donate some money, donate a tank of gas or a cup of coffee along the way, or
Or
you can get one of these beautiful Next Adventure Show shirts or hoodies or other merch, which you can find in the link below in the description.
it's funny when I look at the screen here, it says ant.
And I know I keep seeing that myself, but then I'm dyslexic. I'm a dyslexic atheist.
You are.
There is no-
Mirror.
there is no dog.
KO.
Okay. All right, so not only are we planning the trip out to Ayers Rock, but all these trips are to help us get better at the video stuff. So we're testing cameras. I'm learning how to edit on DaVinci Resolve, learning how to fly drones, learning how to get better shots and better framing. If you got any suggestions, by all means, put those in the comments below as well.
Yeah. I've got a great suggestion. He should just move out the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I
What
should
about
just
her in the background?
stop
So
banging the table.
where we are here at this this scenic lookout here in Mullaney, it is, shall we say, it's a Monday afternoon
Yes.
at about 3 in the afternoon, and there's a whole lot of old people here.
Be nice.
Having tea.
Describe old.
Older than you, so that's
Oh,
old.
that's
That
old.
is old.
That's old. All right.
So thank you for joining us on our testing day trip. Enjoy some of this drone footage from our testing day, and we'll see you on
The next adventure.
the next adventure. See you soon.
See you soon.
Keep on running back to you. Keep on running back to you.
I'll give a running back to you.